to establish overseas residency, you're actually going to have to go there and possibly live there for a period of time, although that varies from country to country. We primarily focus on South America, so we can guide you in that. But for instance, in Paraguay, you're going to need to come down at least twice within about a 3-month period, spend 10 or 11 days each time to get something called a cedula. Your cedula is your permanent residency card for Paraguay. Your permanent residency card in Paraguay can actually be used to cross most borders in South America without having to use your passport. In addition, you can't get so much as a phone installed here without a cedula. It's basically a national ID card. So when you come down on your first trip, you will have to have done some prep work in America, which we'll guide you through. We're going to need things like legalized copies of your birth certificate, of an FBI report, of any divorce or marriage certificates. And we will guide you through that, but that all takes time. So you need to plan on at least a 3-month lead time before you come down. If you come down without the proper documents, you're simply going to be going back and making an additional trip. It is approximately 11 hours in the air with one stop typically, and so you don't want to make a trip down here needlessly if you don't have the correct paperwork. We'll make sure you're all lined up so that you have everything you need prior to coming down. When you get down here, our attorneys will run you around the various locations, and you'll make approximately 20 different stops. One thing about South America is they're big on bureaucracy. You will have your paperwork translated, it'll be legalized. From one department, you'll take that form to another who will legalize the legalization. It's a bit amusing. You do have to have a bit of patience, a bit of laughter in your heart. If you're very type A as I used to be, you're going to need to learn to relax because things move at a little bit different pace, although they actually do move fairly promptly. The government officials down here tend to be friendly. They tend to want to help. And our attorneys will guide you through it and take you through the process. So our attorneys will actually pick you up in their vehicle. They will drive you to the appropriate department or appropriate meeting. They will help you fill out the forms. They'll tell you what to say, all the different things you're going to need to get your cedula done legally. Once they have all the paperwork processed, you'll fly back home, if you want, you can stay. And in approximately 3 months, you'll fly down, complete some more paperwork with our attorneys, and then you will go ahead and get your cedula at that point. Now, if you want to try and do it on your own, you certainly may. If you speak fluent Spanish, and I mean really fluent Spanish, you can't be a beginner. And if you're willing to try to find the various locations all over Asuncion, you can do it. I think it probably takes someone who speaks Spanish 4 to 6 months to do it on their own. So the fees we charge, I think you'll find is money well spent. So while you're here, we'll put you up in a nice hotel. We have a variety of hotels to choose from depending on the price point that you want. And once we get all the paperwork done, we'll get you back out to the airport. You can fly home and then make the arrangements to come back again. Once you have your cedula, that actually starts the time frame ticking to apply for citizenship. Now, the Supreme Court in Paraguay has made a ruling that requires you to be in the country for a period of time each year, a fairly significant period of time. However, as in the U.S., the Supreme Court doesn't make law, so the legislature here in Paraguay, and I have actually met with some of the politicians, are in the process of attempting to streamline the residency and citizenship process. So if you decide you want to get citizenship down the road, not that you need it, but if you want to get citizenship, you can have more than one citizenship. As a U.S. citizen, you can have 2, 3, 4, 5 citizenships if you want to go through the effort to do so. So once you have a passport from here, you can actually travel on your Paraguayan passport anywhere in the world. However, when you go in and out of the U.S. and you're a U.S. citizen, you will need to use your U.S. passport. A lot of people are thinking about retiring out of the country. The reason people are thinking about retiring out of the country is because the lifestyle in America, if you have a limited income, is not going to be that good. My mother had $1,200 a month in Social Security and a small pension, and she ended her years in upper lower class lifestyle, struggling every day, trying to make pennies count. Whereas in a place like Paraguay, the average yearly salary is less than $5,000 a year. You come down here with $10,000, $20,000 a year in retirement income, and you're living well. And that's true in many places, in Asia and a lot of other places. So a lot of Americans, outside of being concerned about the government, are also looking for alternative residencies for retirement. And we're going to talk more about retirement in another video. The price for doing this varies. We will give you a complete outline when you decide you'd like to work with us, or before you decide you'd like to work with us. We'll help you open a bank account over here. Now keep in mind that even as a U.S. citizen, you must be tax compliant. Even if you live out of the country the full year and never step foot in the U.S., you are required by U.S. law to file a tax return, even if you don't owe any tax. And the deductions on people living abroad are fairly significant. At the current time, approximately $80,000. So you have to make a substantial income before you're liable for any taxes anyway. But under the law, you do need to file your taxes. Otherwise, you're looking at fines and possible prison sentences. And we don't want anybody to get in trouble. What we're looking for is to help people find alternatives just in case, and an alternative for retirement, and perhaps just if you like the feel of living abroad, if you like a culture that's family oriented, that has unlimited potential. The thing I really love about Paraguay is that it's at the point where America probably was after World War II. There are franchises here, there's McDonald's, there's Burger King's, there's even a TGI Fridays, there's Starbucks, but it's still in the pioneering stage, so there's a lot of opportunity for people of intelligence, business people who want to come here and open a business. Once you have your residency card, your cedula, you can open a business here and you can own land here. You can own land, you can do farming. There's a lot of different things that you can do that would provide you with a very nice lifestyle without having to go through the 9-to-5 grind that seems to be typical of the U.S. today.